Are you taking any STEM classes? Ones where you gotta draw plots and diagrams like these? Or write down math expressions like these? You want to learn how to do that entirely from your computer and do it quickly in a way where it's organized like this? Well, that's what I'm going to teach you to do. Because after all my classes were forced online due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I began experimenting with new note-taking methods, and now I'm sharing them with you. So just sit back, relax, and watch and learn. I recommend using Google Docs. Google Docs is a word processor like Microsoft Word on Windows or Pages on Mac, except it's web-based, so your work is automatically backed up in the cloud in case you lose power. And it's run by Google, so there's never any downtime at all. Just go to docs.google.com. Whatever word processor you do end up using, you want to set up your page so that you can fit as many notes as possible. Do this by going over to the File tab and finding Page Setup. From there, find the section called Margins. You want to set these as low as possible so you can reduce the space between your words and the end of the page. Click OK, and then now you have a lot more space to fit as many notes as you can. There are definitely some hotkeys you might want to memorize. You can increase your font size by pressing Ctrl-Shift right arrow key, bolden words with Ctrl-B or Command-B, and underline them with Ctrl-U. This is good for titles. You can also reduce your font size with Ctrl-Shift left arrow key for smaller section titles, as we're doing here. And you can italicize with Ctrl-I for like words or terms of interest. And you can also use the Tab button to indent, or Shift Tab to remove your indentation like we're doing right here. If you're like me, you might prefer some organization in your notes. I recommend making sections. And in your sections, it might be helpful to use bullet points. To make a bullet point like we have here, press Ctrl-Shift-8. That's 8 at the top of your keyboard. Now, as you can see, I bolded the section title and I italicized each term in the bullet point. You can find a full list of hotkeys on the Google support page, but I'll link this in the description if you want to take a look. There's a huge list of hotkeys, but don't worry. Once you get in your groove, you'll only need a few of these hotkeys to memorize. You don't need to memorize the whole list, just the ones you use frequently. Now, once you get in the groove of using hotkeys to organize your notes faster, you may be wondering how to type out those more advanced math formulas, or make ones like these look prettier. There's an add-on for Google Docs called Auto LaTeX. LaTeX is a typesetting language that allows you to produce any mathematical expression in a properly formatted manner. When you have it, all you have to do is add double dollar signs around your expression and type out easy commands to better format your math expression or display any sort of fancy symbol like we're doing here. Once you're done, all you have to do is just press the button and the program will convert it to a properly formatted image. You can do this for pretty much any mathematical expression. At this point, you've learned how to format your page, organize your notes, use hotkeys to style your notes faster, and now use LaTeX to type out math equations. You're almost ready to retire that pencil and paper. As you can see here, LaTeX equations can get pretty crazy. If you type \int and use the caret key to place your upper bound or the underscore to place your lower bound, you can really represent any sort of mathematical equation you can imagine. Now what if your professor draws out diagrams for you to put in your notes? Well, if you're learning remotely, you can actually make it easy on yourself by just snipping and pasting. You can use any snipping tool you want, but I like ShareX, which will pause your screen and allow you to crop out whatever you want and automatically save your image to your clipboard so you can paste it right in your notes. There's a lot of other fancy features with this program, but that's for another video. If you do need to draw, Google Docs has this covered. There is a feature that allows you to insert a drawing directly into your notes. Just go over to the top left and find Insert, then go to Drawing. In Drawing, hit New, then go over to the line and hit Scribble. You can basically use this to start drawing any sort of figure you like, just like that. Now, you might not want to have your circuit diagrams look as ugly as the one I'm drawing, and there's a solution to that. Basically, to not have a ugly circuit diagram like this, you might not want to use your mouse. You could invest in something like a drawing tablet or graphics tablet. These are basically small devices the size of your mouse pad that come with a stylus and allow you to draw things on your computer like you would on paper. There are also ways you can use your phone as a drawing tablet, but that's for another video. These things are cheap, only around 25 bucks, and they seem to be well worth the investment. One last thing that I want to bring up, most of you guys probably won't be able to get this, but I really think it's worthwhile. Getting a second monitor. You can even get these for laptops if you don't have a desktop computer. There is nothing like watching a Zoom session on one monitor and taking notes on the other. This is an absolutely worthwhile investment for your productivity, so it's just something to keep in mind.